Alrighty, guys, we're back in the studio. Welcome back to the channel. Coach Scott King here, and I want to talk about line dances. Hey, what's going on, guys? I want to talk a little bit about line dances today. I had something that had come up recently, and somebody asked me a question on Facebook, and I was like, oh, great, maybe a great way to blog it. So, guys, make sure to be part of the Facebook group. We talk about this stuff constantly. You can go in there and ask questions. I also have classes if you want to learn how I grew my business. www.coachscottking.com. But anyways, here we are talking about line dances. So basically, when it comes to my forms, when I send out to my clients, it asks them if they want line dances or not, one of the things in my forms, and they had said they didn't want line dances, and I was like, okay, sure, no problem to me. There was a guest there that came up and asked for a line dance, electric slide, and I was like, no, the bride and groom, they checked the box that said they didn't want line dances. So what they did was they went to the bartender and thought that they would send the bartender up to go and ask for the song, not realizing that the bartender doesn't have anywhere near as much power or any power according to the bride and groom. So with that being said, on Facebook, I'd made a post and they were asking me about all these different songs and what qualifies as a line dance. And, I've had quite a bit of experience with all this, being a Disney DJ and having to work at places like Disney Springs and the Magic Kingdom, where you're out in the general public and the whole job is to create crowds and then move them along. So we do that for 4-hour shifts, 3-hour shifts. I did that for, I don't know, since 2008. This is going pretty strong. So I made this little chart of the show that we do over at Disney Springs to kind of like break down. Now I have, crates and folders and all this fun stuff to look at. And this is just like a sneak peek to what I got going on. But basically, let's break down the different things that we did, right? So when it comes to traditional line dances, this is basically a bunch of songs that I put into that list. Now, when it comes to the Electric Boogie, Macarena, Cupid Shuffle, Cha-Cha Slide, the Hustle, I don't think anybody's playing anymore, but I threw that in there just in case it's still alive out there in the internet. Wobble, Cotton Eye Joe, Church Clap in certain groups, right? We got the Biker Shuffle in certain groups, and then we got the Wobble, that's pretty universal, Conga, and Train, which pretty much get the same thing accomplished. Probably want to stick with the Congo over at the theme parks, but still, that's basically what I consider to be a line dance. Now, when we're creating shows over at the theme parks, basically, there was dances that we used to do, and now some of these dances were probably X'd out as, artists did certain things. But basically, we had a dance for the Thriller. Basically, we have show me dances, right? So I'd be on stage and I'd be like, oh, do this, right? And they would just follow along. Especially it would be themed to what the song was. Oh, let's do the Thriller dance. So basically it was like a line dance, but not really. You had to like teach the dance. So I consider those show me dances, and we have routines and videos of all this stuff. Basically we did the Thriller, Car Wash, Proud Mary was fun. I did a lot of those with Willie Lugo over at Universal. Get Down Tonight was an old school one. I mean, YMCA is like your introduction to like a show me dance, where you're telling people to point, and then the YMCA part is the only part where you got the dance, right? So you want to keep them busy on the chorus part or the verse part, so that when it gets to the chorus, everybody's doing the same thing, and it becomes a follow me dance, which is basically the same thing as Apache, where you have the right, left, hook, jump around, and then we would do some like shuffles to the right, shuffles to the left with hand claps, and that would get you through the part where you're not doing the thing with your hips, right? So basically those would be show me dances, and then underneath that I did songs with pre-made moves. So is it a line dance? Not necessarily. Yep, the song does require you to do a certain type of dance to it, right? So if you played a song that was the twist, Chubby Checker, everybody's going to do the twist, which becomes easier psychologically, right? If you're playing a song that already has the dance move to it, then it's easier to, I could twist. That starts off pretty simple, and then you could go more complicated. Now, depending on what type of party you have, or what do you have in front of you, what you can get away with, what you can't get away with. But basically, over at the theme parks, we would play certain songs that are in the pre-made moves, and then just find out who really knew how to do that song the best. And if you're dealing with families and kids and stuff, it becomes like a really, really cool show, and we could turn it into a contest where basically you play the songs that already have the pre-made moves, and then you find out who's ever, getting into it the best. You'd stop the song, be like, hey, look at this guy, have everybody create a circle around him, and then have that person do the song, and then maybe somebody else goes there and tries to show him up or something like that, and then you'd bring the circle back in, and then play a tango. person that's doing the best tango, you'd bring them to the center, highlight them, and this is how you eat up time on a 4-hour shift where you have to be interactive the whole time. So again, back to the traditional line dances, those are pretty easy. You could get groups to move around like that. The show me dances are once you've built a little bit of trust with the audience, then they'll be able to follow you through dances, especially if you're, party rocking and, oh, I got the electric slide, now follow me, do this, and who could do the best twist, and now you see a show starts to form, as long as you're smart enough to lead them in the right way. So then there's the fad dances, right? Whatever you want to call them. TikTok's coming up with dances all the time, and they have a whole playlist of dances that are just for songs of the moment, right? So things that you can do, right, is watch me whip, and then people do like this, right? And then you got the swag and surf. Are these line dances? I don't know. I consider them, fad dances or just for the moment, right? But you could still, trigger someone's memory and then have them really go all out on something that they may like. And again, all these songs, depending on the type of party, you could get away with some of these at a wedding, like Gangnam Style, J-WAP, Fortnite. Okay, so basically they all had their own dances to a song, and I created a crate where I just looped the songs. I took them off the video game and then just find the kid that was doing the best Fortnite dance. I haven't done that one in a while. I don't know if they still know those dances or not, but when that was, the thing, everybody wanted to do it, right? So Harlem Shake's a little bit different. You can create a moment with that. So it's a fad dance, right, where one person's kind of like, acting crazy with an audience behind them that's completely still, and then when you hit the drop, everybody just starts banging out. And then you can make like a little video out of that. Again, that was fad dances. That was hot for the moment, and then maybe somebody might still remember that, and you could recreate that. Again, Born to Hand Jive, I put into this category. Then you got Lean and Dab, and then Baby Shark. All depends on the type of audience that you have in front of you. Oh, there's one song on here that I didn't even add, where it's like I would play Baby Shark and be like, oh, it's part of my animal set. Now everybody's hands up high, and then play the chicken dance. Well, again, all these things I take into caution when somebody is filling out their forms for my wedding, and they say they don't want line dances. Now, I'll probably stick away from everything that's under the traditional line dance, right? I probably won't do show me dances unless they clicked the box that said DJ interaction. I might do a little bit of this, but I have other things for DJ interaction. I probably wouldn't consider these the moves, pre-made move songs as line dances, although I would basically use these with caution depending on the the couple, because if they say they don't want line dances, they basically don't want thing like the show me dances or the ones with the pre-made moves, maybe depending on how the crowd's going or what I feel I can get away with. But yeah, if you play a salsa song, is that really a line dance? And then there's country line dances. I just consider those songs with pre-made moves, and that's like a whole nother category on its own, right? Where people go to country bars and all they do is line dance. And if you do a wedding where they all go to the bar all the time, that may be something considered different, or maybe that was wrapped into what a line dance is. Because I've had a few clients that think that the country line dance is the same as the traditional line dance, and I just consider those two different animals, and probably need to explain that better on my next form, or revise the form that I have. But basically, that's what I consider line dances, fad dances, show me dances, and I hope that helps. Even if when you're explaining it to your next client, right, they might be a little bit confused, and you could be like, oh yeah, check out this whole video. But anyway, guys, once again, www.coachscottking.com. You guys are amazing. Make sure to join the Facebook group, and I'll be back with you guys real soon. Alrighty, peace.